Hey there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here from MobileCupOfJoe.com. And on this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts in the news about how Microsoft recently changed all of the DRM policies with the Xbox One. This isn't going to be a particularly long episode. I'm just going to be sharing with you the statement that Microsoft released and my thoughts on the recent change. But before we go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring it over, and sit on down. Take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe. Alright, so if you're a gamer, I'm sure pretty much everyone should know this by now, that this is the next generation. This year is the year of the next generation consoles with the Sony PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Xbox One. So ever since we've been talking about rumors of the next gen consoles, pretty much since I think 2 years ago, we've been hearing rumors about DRM with these consoles having to be constantly online and not being able to play used games. Well, E3 came and all these press conferences for the individual consoles with the Xbox One and PS4, and we had two very interesting stories. On one hand, with the PS4, there's pretty much no DRM from Sony on their part. You know, you can play your games offline, you don't have to be constantly logged onto the internet. It doesn't have to, PS4 doesn't check your console every 24 hours or so to make sure it is online. You know, you can buy used games, you can share your games with your friends. It's not locked down to one specific console, pretty much just how we play games today on an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3. With the Xbox One, however, Microsoft had implemented a ton of really crappy DRM. It was region restricted, so games based on the region they were released could not be played on certain Xbox consoles. This was nowhere to be found in the PS4. The PS4 is completely regional free. On the Xbox One as well, you can't really buy used games. There was like a $30 fee or like a $60 fee if you bought a used game and wanted to play it on your Xbox One console. You couldn't really share games with your friends. We had heard that if you shared a game with your friend, like you took a game from your Xbox One over to your friend's house, you could only play it for like an hour before it was deactivated or something. The console had to constantly be checked on the internet. It would check it every 24 hours to make sure it was online, and if it checked it and it was not offline, you could not play your console at all, and any games you downloaded from Xbox Live could not be played unless you were online. And as we pretty much all expected, as I'm sure you could expect, this caused for a ton of outrage from pretty much everyone in the gaming community, even people outside of the gaming community. It caused a freaking outrage, because when you think about it, these DRM policies are extremely restrictive. Well, we got a statement from Microsoft's president, Xbox president here in the U.S., from Don Matrick, officially stating on last Wednesday, on June 19th, about, on a Wednesday afternoon, the DRM change policies on the Xbox One. And they actually sound pretty great. So pretty much they said, we realized that we made a really bad decision here with these DRM policies on the Xbox One. We hear you guys complaining about this. We know that we screwed up, so we're going to change it and go back to how it is with the PS4 and what they're doing. So with the new Xbox One DRM policies, there's pretty much no DRM. You can play your used games, you can buy used games with no fee, you can share games with your friends, borrow games from your friends, there's no fee, you don't have to be online. When you do set up the Xbox One, there will be one initial when you first turn the console on and pair it with your TV, you will have to be online to get it started up, but after that, you will not have to be connected to the internet to play games, and if you download a game from Xbox Live, you will not have to be connected to the internet to play that game you downloaded onto your system. And I personally think that this is a great move for Microsoft to make. Now, pretty much everyone knew, including myself, that they had to make this move at some point in time if they wanted the Xbox One to succeed, because the way it was going with those previous DRM policies, there was no way that thing could succeed. People do not want to pay a fee for a used game. They don't want to not be able to borrow games from their friends. They don't want to have to constantly be connected to the internet. So I knew they'd have to do this, but it was actually kind of surprising to see them make this change so fast, especially after E3. I think they just finally realized that, you know what, we're not going to make a profit off of this console if we keep our policies the way they are. So Xbox One and PS4, you're going to be able to buy games and share games with your friends just as you can do with the Xbox 360 and PS3. So I want to hear what you guys have to say about the change in DRM policies. Do you think that Microsoft made the right move, which I think most of you will think? Do you think they should have made it later on, or do you think they should have kept the policies for some reason? Whatever your thought is, I'd love to hear what you got to say in the comments below. But that's about all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. If you liked the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I would really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook for the latest Mobile Cup of Joe news, and head on over to www.mobilecupofjoe.com for the latest in technology reviews of computers, laptops, tablets, and more. I'm Joe Martin from mobilecupofjoe.com. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.